Hey everyone, Allison Berger here for Blockchain Global News. I'm at TokenMatch in New York City, and I'm now sitting with the CEO of Glyph, James Greaves. How you doing?
Hi, doing great.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so we're an identity platform, and the idea is how do you give people back control of their own identities? So we live in a society where our identities are measured by other people, tracked by other people, collected, resold. There's been a few things in the news recently that have kind of shown that. And what we do is we give identity back to people so they can control it and they can control who gets to see it, and just put people back in control of their own digital identities.
This seems like a really big opportunity. Why would someone want to invest in you and be a part of it?
Yeah, I think identity is actually the most compelling use case on blockchain for me. That's why we're in it. But I think it's often overlooked. Identity is everything we do. So identity is everyone you know, everywhere you go, everything you buy, all the money in your wallet, everything you like, every time you log into something. So identity touches, your DNA, just everything. So it's a massive, massive opportunity. We're used to having payment systems, and there's a very big market for payment systems with lots of different companies in it. What blockchain will enable is a complete identity system, and there's going to be lots of companies in that ecosystem helping us to manage our identities, use them, use artificial intelligence to do cool things with them. That kind of like you think about Minority Report and how identity, when he's walking around and people know him, and that's really creepy when it's done on a centralized system and it's just like other people like, how do they know who I am?
Right.
But
Big Brother's always watching.
Yeah, but when you're in control and then you can do really cool stuff, like I choose to be identified when I walk in there and get better service, that's actually reassuring instead of creepy.
Right. So how are you more unique than the other ID solutions that are out there?
Great question. So there's quite a few. It's become quite a crowded space. We come from the identity industry already. My founders and I come from this space. So we were in the identity industry looking for ways to improve it, and we stumbled across blockchain rather than being blockchain enthusiasts looking for something cool to do. So that's one thing. And then, what we really look at is a way to incentivize the user so you can get paid for your own identity. Incentivize people that have information. So let's say you're a blockchain DNA app and you have DNA data that you want to share. You can't share it, but if you give it back to the user, they can combine that with their location data, the people they know, and things they buy. It becomes a really powerful data set that they can then sell themselves. That's really compelling. And then we just got a fantastic team.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. It's a good support system.
Yes.
So it seems like blockchain really made it all happen for you.
Yeah, blockchain was kind of the missing piece on this because before blockchain, it's really hard to give identity to people and they share it without it being altered. So if you have a centralized system, someone else is controlling it, and there's some big data companies out there already, the largest technology companies in the world that already do this, and it's kind of not really trusted. So if you can decentralize it, that's great, but also, let's say I give you to put your driver's license online as a really simple example. It's not what we do, but it's an example of what the industry does. Then you can share that, but it needs to be trusted. And so the blockchain brings trust. So the decentralization and the trust are really, really powerful drivers of enabling this whole ecosystem.
And what do you say to people that are worrisome about this trust? How do you give them the trust to have in you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So decentralization is a big part, having very clear audit of what we're doing. But the other really interesting thing is the more that you control your own identity, the more you put in on your own identity, the more secure you are, not the less secure.
Okay.
Which is really counterintuitive.
A little bit.
But it's really easy for me to fake being you if I can get a picture of you, if I know your social security number and your mother's maiden name. I can do a lot of bad things, right? Open a lot of bank accounts and buy cars.
My lips are sealed.
Exactly. But if I have to prove, in order to prove I'm you, if I have to prove that I'm in a certain place with a certain group of people, and that I buy the kind of things that I usually buy, and I do things that are behavioral, location-based, and kind of big data enables some really interesting algorithms for this, it actually makes you more secure. So if you're sitting here right now and then suddenly you show up, let's say London, and you buy a Ferrari, and you're hanging out with some people that you've never met before, they're not in any of your social profiles, you're like, well, it's probably not you. And you can be alerted immediately, even if they had everything right about your credit, which is really counterintuitive and quite exciting for where this whole industry will go.
Yeah. So how has TokenMatch been for you today?
It's been wonderful, and we just really appreciate everybody putting this on, and we met some great people. It's been a long week here in New York with Consensus Week and TokenMatch and everything. And it's been a great week for us. We met some really great new partners.
What has the highlight been?
Other than TokenMatch or inside TokenMatch?
Either one. I thought you were going to say talking to me.
Yeah, being on TV with you.
But that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. The highlight, there's just so many really great, humble, good people trying to change the world through blockchain. And so I think it gets a bad rap. I think there's a lot of people in it. Maybe there's a lot of people that assume everyone's in it for the money and the Ponzi scheme or whatever, but that's not been my experience. There's been some really, really amazing people really trying to make a difference in the world.
That's really nice to hear. And what a great note to end on. Thank you so much for spending some time with me.
Thank you so much.
So until next time, I'm Allison Berger for Blockchain Global News.